Look at this bitch. He has to do warm-up exercises. So it's not start. What the fuck are you doing, Daisy?
My knife came out. Bro.
She's got a knife!
She bad that life.
No!
She bad.
No, get that reference. Okay. What do you mean she's about that life? About that roadman life.
Got my curry buns.
Her what now? Her what? Let's move on. Stop it, behave. Everyone behave. If that's your food you're loving, then do your thing. But at the same time,
that just sounds.
Look at
like
this. Is this a mukbang? Is this what happening now? That we're turning from make it make sense into make it mukbangs? I don't know. Welcome to Make It Make Sense. On Mothering Sunday, happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there.
Or the mothers to be.
I don't want to speak on that one. After this week, I did not want to be getting into the
that was why.
Mothers to be. So, like, where do I begin with that one? But yeah, happy Mother's Day. All of you, well,
thank you.
It's been
all of you. Well, I see how it is.
To everyone around the globe and everyone watching this, of course. But yeah, I need to turn this light away because it's a bit.
A few moments later.
Let's go with that.
Point it to the sky.
I said, point it to the sky. Now I just look like I'm Uncle Ben for the rice, but let's not talk about that one.
You look like a Jedi having a flashback right now.
You're wrong for that. Right.
That's a Star Wars reference, by the way.
What is it with all the shade today? Like, Mother's Sunday is meant to be a happy day, you know? Celebrating of...
Okay, I know Jedis are from Star Trek. Don't try to fool me.
Star Trek? Star Trek?
He knows her audience. She knows who she's talking to.
Let me not do this right now. Let's focus. So on today's agenda, obviously, can't lie, it's not been the easiest of weeks for me or anyone else. Because it's been a lot on the mental health, a lot on the soul, the mind, the spirit. Social media is very draining. And obviously, we try to keep it zen over here on MIMS. But sometimes we have to come forward and speak. And I don't want it to be a case of, everyday serious. We love to have some fun. We love to, speak and celebrate. But like, obviously, that reminds me, happy belated International Women's Day. In precursor, but like
appreciate
because like then that's probably where we're gonna start with that. We started with International Women's Day on Monday. We've ended with Mother's Day, and then in between that, it just does not reflect the two sentiments of like, oh yeah, happy International Women's Day. Boom, 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 boom. All this shit happens between Meghan Markle and Sarah Everard, and then Piers Morgan's response to Meghan, and then the police's response to a vigil, not protest, a vigil yesterday, and all the other things surrounding it. Like even just now, I saw like a post on Insta about, I think it was a different one about Kate Middleton when she visited in normal clothes, and people were on Twitter, making. Obviously, we don't want to, I give the benefit of the doubt. Hope she's going out of genuine care, but after all the things that are going on with Meghan Markle, it's just a bit too convenient. And I'll get into more of that later, but like that's where we'll start. We'll start with Meghan Markle, and I don't want to get into the nitty gritty of a lot of us have probably seen the interview. I know Kieran has, and then Moni has, and I don't want to get into all that of what she's talking about, racism in the royal family, or about her own mental health.
But just on one thing, like, this stuff is like the stuff coming out about the royal family. Like, the reason we're not going to go into that is because it's like, this is not a shock. I'm surprised that people are surprised. The monarchy are built on like the
Huh?
institution
Mm.
of colonialism. Like,
You're making big movements out here, you know. Like, I respect
just
that.
like they literally,
yeah.
like, if they would not exist without empire, but you know, in the way
It's
that
true.
they
It
do.
is very true. But like the reason I don't want to go down that route is specifically, and like I don't want to go into like what Piers was responding about,
Mm.
sort of being not anti what Meghan was saying,
It
or
was. It was.
or like
anti.
not as in like I'm trying to find the right word because it's a bit more than just anti. It's aggressive almost. And
Completely
dismissive,
negating.
aggressive and dismissive are the words I'll go for. The reason I say aggressive and dismissive, obviously, is obviously he was blatantly just rude about
He
the feeling
like
she was
outright
expressing.
said that he didn't believe her, right?
Yeah,
That was his thing.
that's what I mean. That was the dismissive part. He outright said, "I don't believe her in terms of her, you know, her having, feeling suicidal when she was inside royal family,"
Yeah.
which is rude. And then also he had the audacity to be like, "Oh yeah," when people were saying what you said is disgusting, he walked out, like, and then was saying, "Oh, why?" And has been saying probably for a long time, along with all the media, well, why did Meghan Markle walk out? Like, as if
Don't dish it if you can't take it.
I like that's like for me, it was hypocrisy at its finest. Like, if you're saying, "Oh, you're questioning the validity of someone saying, "Oh, I was in a toxic environment and that's the reason I left," and then saying like, "I don't believe your shit," and she shouldn't have left, and then proceed to go the next day and leave because you're in an environment where you feel attacked. It don't make sense to me, but I'm not gonna get into that because my primary source today is I want to talk about media representation, because for me that's where this all, like, it overcasts, like it sums up this week perfectly, of media representation. And the question I'm going to pose initially is why people are so quick to bash and disbelieve, or like why are people so quick to bash and believe what sources are giving them? Give you an example. So Meghan Markle versus Kate Middleton and the representation. Kate Middleton is represented as an angel. It's only recently that you're starting to see Twitter being like, I smell some bullshit going on right here. Even just now when I was saying about going to the vision, people were saying like, are they using it for a PR stunt? And I'll get into the royal family, all their PR stunts. We'll get to that.
Also,
Versus,
don't forget that she rocks up not wearing a mask.
Hey, one problem at a time, Molly. One problem at a time. Like they're like,
Sorry,
it's been a long week. It's been a long week. One at a time, please. They need to get, these issues need to get numbers. Just number them because it's a long order. And I've done my time in the service industry. But like, no, but the reason I'm like, media representation, so they'll represent Kate Middleton is a very simple thing of avocados. So they'll say Kate Middleton uses it to help her morning sickness when she is pregnant. And then when Meghan is doing the same thing with the avocados, as recommended to her by the people around her, probably by Kate or whoever was recommended it to Kate in the first place, I don't know. And then they're saying, oh yeah, millennial, abusing I think it was something to do with the way that avocados are made. That is,
they're made in predominantly drought countries with droughts.
Yeah, as in like she's taken advantage of that, and that's the frame that this was all Daily Mail, by the way. Not surprised to be honest.
What did she do with the avocados?
She was just eating them.
She ate them.
Meghan was eating them. Kate was eating them, and all of a sudden, Meghan's the demon and Kate is not. And everyone is wondering why that Meghan was just like, I'm gonna head out.
Yeah,
that was.
I mean, like from what were they saying that like, she's eating avocado and it's probably from a bad place.
Essentially, that's the frame that's the narrative they went with. That it's grown in a way that's unsustainable, and that's
unethical,
unethical. And even with like,
is that true for all avocados, or is it
the majority
farms?
of them? Yeah, like because they're they're generally grown in countries that are lacking in resources. They use up a lot of water to grow, and a lot of the time, like with farming, they're made in like hot countries. So they're generally like there's some exploitation of.
Yeah. And that's the frame they went with. overeating an avocado. When Kate, like logistically, it's come with the same energy. If Kate's eating an avocado and you know that it's being exploitative, then logistically, come for Kate. If you're gonna be positive, then don't come for either of them. Is my logic. It's either one way or the other. Or I'll give you another example, which is it's more social media versus the like the main media, like news sources. Not my verified news sources, verified like Unilad. I keep coming for Unilad every week.
Unilad.
No. Don't cheer for Unilad. Like Unilad. Let me not get into that. I'll come into that later on a later episode, maybe episode 15. Anyway, so when it comes, so say for example with this whole royal family thing, they've been said. Meghan Markle said, they're a racist institution," which obviously we shouldn't be surprised because there's some old members in there with some old ideologies, probably same way as in society there's some old people with some old ideologies. It makes sense. I don't need to make that make sense. It makes sense. But then it's the things that come afterwards. Has anyone seen Prince William walking past and the news reporters like, "Excuse me, is it true the royal family is racist?" And it's just like, no,
we're very much not a racist.
We're very much not a racist institution. Walking by with the most African-looking lady I've seen in my life, and I say that in the best way possible. I have never, and I mean never, ever, ever, ever seen a black lady with full braids, and I don't mean like just normal black braids. I mean black with the purple strands that you see in ends all the time, braids, and then a culturally relevant top walking beside the royal family. I have never ever seen that.
I think it's going to be really interesting, like in the weeks to come, to see all these like mysterious black figures appearing.
What did they do?
Like they're suddenly just going to be like, oh, we're going out in public. It's time to make it look diverse, kind of thing.
Yeah,
it hasn't happened in the past, so for it to suddenly happen now, it's going to stand out like a sore thumb.
100. This is why people on Twitter being like, what is going on? I've never seen this in my life. What did they do? Did they have like 0800 Black for Hire on speed dial or something? Just like ring. Wait, maybe I'll get the call up. Maybe that's my first role. Maybe that's how. No, I'm joking. I'll never sell out like that. Anyway, I'm coming because if here's okay. This next one I'm gonna give isn't so much a sellout. It's a case of like the person behind the camera. I'm gonna break my foot in your ass, car. What they've done here is it's just like, okay, now you're doing too much. So they've got, I can't remember, was it Prince Charles? I think it was Prince Charles, and he's meeting some people from, I think they're going to get the vaccine, or they're in old people's home and being looked after, and he's going to do sort of weekly rounds to say, carry on fighting the good fight while we're going through COVID, or huzzah, all that. Huzzah. And he's there, and there's apart from him, there's not one other white person in this photo. Not one bodyguard, not one other member of staff, not one other royal. I was just like, he's shaking hands with this old black dude in his wheelchair. He's looking up at him being like, "You ain't done shit for me since 1945." And I'm just like, what is going on here? I'm baffled. It's like, this is what I mean by social media framing. It's almost like the media and the royal family are working in cahoots. I don't want to, maybe I should make myself a tinfoil hat to just switch.
Meghan said that in the interview though. She was like, the little press parties that they have.
Yeah.
So there might be something going on,
I rated the energy she came with to be being so honest and open. But for me, it was just wild to see how quickly, not just Piers, but people online took it up, because it's almost like as soon as, because the point I'm trying to get up with this is that the sort of framing of said narratives influences the people online and reinforces those people who's already got those ideas in their head. Like, so there will be people out there questioning it and being like, not to say they're woke, but like they're questioning it because they realize something is abnormal about what's going on. Whereas there are some people who they'll see this and it will reinforce a set ideology they already have to be like, Meghan Markle's full of crap, and now I have justification for it. Or the royal family are are for us. And look, here's the evidence. We've got Kate out here doing this. We've got Charles out here doing that. And it's just interesting to see how who they demonize and who they praise. That is,
Yeah.
I'm glad I got that off my chest because it's been weighing heavy on my mind. But like going on from that, it's like when I was doing that, it was a lot of, because what I'm talking about, is weighing heavy on my mind. It's like it's a lot about mental health and the fact that now that we're seeing Meghan talk about it, it's just a reminder that mental health is not a matter of social. It's not social status. So me here in my flat in Ends versus Meghan Markle, there's no disparity, and people shouldn't. I've heard a lot of people saying about she's wealthy, she's rich, she's married to a prince. Why, like, she's waffling? She can't have been feeling serious. And I was like, we're going for that. I don't
At
know.
the end of the day, like, everyone's minds work in their own way, and mental health affects everyone. Some people climb the ranks, get rich, marry a prince. Some people don't.
I felt a little bit of sadness.
I felt like I did. I'm not gonna
Money was just there in her chest, being like, "I wish that could be me." Too, almost.
Yeah, like
I was like,
all right. I have my own prince.
Please don't make me say stop the cap, please. You got your own prince. I respect that. I respect you. Love for your man.
You know what they say. Heavy is the head that wears the crown. And talking about kings and royals, the king of burgers put out a statement on Twitter that was quite shocking. And what do you guys feel about the?
This feeds into what we're just talking about. I remember that.
Yeah.
What was the exact tweet? Because when I saw it in the chat, I was like,
it was.
Really?
It was.
Women belong in the kitchen.
A short tweet.
You stupid.
Short tweet, 5 words. Women belong in the.
Mm-hmm.
And
you're wrong for that. They're wrong for that.
Yes.
They really fumbled it, didn't they?
Do you know what it was? So apparently, Burger King quickly followed up with another tweet. Apparently, there was meant to be 2 working in tandem, and it was
it was more of like a quick shock thing. So they put out this statement as like they knew what they were doing.
Yeah.
Like as a sorry, what? Burger King? Yeah. And then they're like, we mean that there's less than 20% of people that are chefs that are women. But I feel like it was kind of a bad PR move on that.
I'm baffled by these PR because like following on from what we were just talking about into these PR, I'm confused. Why? Like it's almost like these people are not taking it seriously. Like how do we feel about people using shock tweets as a PR move? This feeds into the whole sort of media representation and social media. People buying into it because that shock tweet obviously got people talking, which is good. But the way they did it, bad, very bad.
Like a good way. So a good example would be like the Wendy's tweets. Like she,
the clapback.
She's just like coming for all the restaurants, all the people, and it's in a way that's like comedic. It's funny. It gets Wendy's noticed. Yeah. But Burger King just fully going, women belong in the kitchen. Little psych, we actually it's just like, no, Burger King, sorry.
It's out of character. I mean, like, if you think about, people like, as we were talking about, Piers Morgan, who, responding to Meghan Markle and his whole career, and now he's like leaving Good Morning Britain and all that kind of stuff. Like, is being controversial always the best is that a direction to go for everyone? Because, like, Piers Morgan has built a brand of his controversy.
Yeah. Here's the thing:
Wendy's has come out with this kind of like, yo, what the fuck kind of attitude, but then Burger King doesn't ever do that, and then so it's just like a one-off thing, and like, yo, like, is
Burger
this
King's
you?
dead anyway.
Burger King, like in like early 2000s, and I'm sure like in the 90s as well, they had like the King actual guy, and like he would go around do like crazy things. He would go like, they'll do like little adverts like knocking on McDonald's and stuff, and it was like, cheeky Burger King kind of thing. And then they just quieted down, and you didn't really hear from Burger King, and now they've come back super strong with this, and
You know what I think's
done
happened?
a lot of damage.
I think it's a case of a generation thing. So they had a PR slash, I don't know, marketing manager who was doing it for the 90s. Then my mind got old and obviously moved on. But then now they've got a nice new fresh millennial in the building, and he thought, what's relevant today? And that's what he came out with, because he's stupid.
Yeah.
But that's beside the point. But yeah, no, it is. I feel like the one thing that I've always heard is that, you know, some people think there's no such thing as good as bad publicity. And that is a massive problem. That's how we get people like, you know, from scales of Donald Trump ended up in power, all the way down to what's his name? EDL guy, Tommy Robinson, the guy that dipped out the country. That's how we get it, because people are like, they like, you know, they have a controversial platform and they use it in this way. And then they have other people who have the same thoughts. And because this person is in a position where he is prominent at the front, they are like, now I can come out of the woodwork. This rock that I've been hiding under, let's lift it up and I'm going to come out.
You know what? Something that you have to remember is that the public at large has an appetite for ugliness and controversy.
True.
As much as like, it's almost as like we love to hate, in the sense that we are more Dr. Frankenstein, who will like create this epic monster, and then as soon as that monster starts doing monster stuff, like we're getting crazy. Like it's happened. Even if what you were saying, Money, about like Piers Morgan or like other figures, like, you know, Donald Trump was actually the president, and like even other figures like Katie Hopkins, and even not even people on a scale quite as identical to that, even something as low-key as Gorilla Glue Girl, or like Bad Barbie. No, hear me out.
I like Bad Baby, I can't lie.
No, but here's the thing. We'll see someone being like, oh wow, this girl's got an attitude. She said tell her mom catch her outside the center third. That's disgusting, that's stupid. We'll click share, we'll click retake. This girl's wilding, this girl's out of her mind. In our actions, we make her famous.
Yeah, this is true.
We have created an environment, much like for Piers Morgan, much like for Donald Trump, and everything in between, from Donald Trump to Bad Barbie. We create an environment where you can capitalize on being on a controversial figure. So yes, we can click on, I can't believe Piers Morgan just said Donald Trump is acting out again. This little white girl went on Dr. Phil and she's wilding out. And then even though we're the ones retweeting and sharing and commenting and tagging, we'll be like, how did they get famous? How on earth did they get where they get there? And we're mad at the idea that they've somehow reached this platform. And it's like, it was you.
It was us. We were part of the problem. I know.
It was you.
Yeah.
So
no,
like, even with like Piers Morgan and just how he's managed to like maintain this status of you know, that Donald Trump-esque of, oh, he says what's on his mind and that's why I like him. You might not agree with everything he says, but he's just a vessel for like for other people's ugliness when you think about it. When you truly think about it. So we have to, so are we ever gonna come to a consensus where, you know what, this is unacceptable? Or you're gonna be like, you know what, man, I created you. What I feel like Piers Morgan forgot is that if we're responsible for your success, we can take it away just as fast. You know what I mean? When Piers Morgan got up and left, I just looked, because I saw that interview and I watched it and I was like, bro, 2006 was a long time ago. The day in which people would be like, no, Piers, don't come back. Those days are gone. This guy went home,
2006. Is that how
mad,
long it's
huffing and
been?
puffing.
He's been around since.
And
Oh yeah, was it Britain's
this,
Got Talent?
and I,
Yeah.
and like this, I was like, bro, like when you checked your email when you got home, you thought you were coming back. Stop telling people you quit. You was fired. You breached your contract, my guy. How was you? I'm so sick
Literally
and tired.
walked
And
off and didn't come back though.
mate, but it's like
Childish.
even and then like for some, and here's what you have to understand: as mad as like as united as we might be on our opinion, our view on the actions of Piers Morgan, someone out there believes in him. Okay, so you have to understand there are people out there who's like, oh damn Piers, and I do believe it's these shepherd's pie civilians, yeah, who would really block a bullet. Who would really block
Why
a
Shepherd's
bullet.
Pie? Why are you coming for
Listen,
Shepherd's Pie like that?
I don't mind a patriot. If you want to believe in something and you want to stand for something, and if you think it's going to unify you as a country, as a society, then whatever. But these
Are we
shepherd's
talking
pie
about shepherd's
civilians
pie again? Because
are
No, he's
these
calling
man.
these fancy chef. I thought
Nah,
the term was
these
gammon. I don't even
no,
I like Shepherd's Pie.
nah.
Never mind.
These shepherd's pie civilians are people who would block a bullet with their heart if that bullet was headed towards the queen.
True.
And I'm just like,
Listen,
so anything
you do.
anything that's
like,
can possibly damage the name is as heavy as blasphemy. It's an unforgivable sin. And another thing to consider is that people like the sound of their own voice. Okay, unless you're actively seeking out information, you're just drawn to the voice that sounds like yours. If you already hold the opinion that you don't like Meghan Markle,
it's true.
okay, then a news story saying, Meghan Markle's views were damaging to the royal family, and here's why, like, she'll never be able to recover. You're gonna gravitate towards that
True.
towards that news report. Whereas if you're someone who like sympathizes with her plight, whether it's because you have a similar experience with racial tension or with social divide, or even just like you said with mental health, then you're going to gravitate to the ideas of, not to the ideas, but to the news outlets that are reporting that, you know, we need to uplift the Megans in our lives, you know.
No, yeah,
and things
100%.
like that.
And
I don't know, it wasn't just Piers Morgan that was chatting and was rubbish about this, yeah.
Why are you calling Judy Yashari like this? Come on now.
Shallow Osbourne, yeah, also.
Don't talk about Shallow Osbourne.
No, she acted a fool.
Nah. That made me mad because
here's the thing.
Piers Morgan.
Here's the thing. Okay, so hold on.
Why you're taking this sip?
That hits too well. So she went. Was it The View or The Talk?
I can't even remember.
But I can't remember. But she went on, and when I say she berated Cheryl Underwood, and I mean berated, and I saw her face. I don't know if everyone has seen that interview.
I've seen it.
It mirrored a lot of like what happened to Piers. So like, you know how it was like a panel and people were saying, Piers, what you're doing is wrong. And he was like, like that's exactly what she was doing. People were like, hey, Sharon, calm down. She's like,
there's a word. There's a definition. There is actually a like term for this.
What's the term?
We call it white fragility.
Listen,
and it's true. Like Sharon Osbourne and Piers Morgan walking out, and as we talked about this the other day, Kieran, actually, and Sharon Osbourne with her tears trying to say, "I'm just trying to defend my friend," blah blah blah. It's weapons, logistically, against the actual people that are suffering in this. Even if it's a case of like you're not taking on board the racial element, which you should, but even if you're not taking on the board, Piers Morgan actively said, I don't believe this person who's, basically telling us that she was having a mental breakdown. What does that say to all the other people out there that, you know, may not have spoken, but may have felt empowered by the fact that Meghan was coming out here, a public figure, a royal by marriage, is coming out and saying, look, I'm going through it too for X, Y, and Z reason.
Yeah.
And then they're seeing that and being like, if she can do it, maybe I can do it to the people that I have around me. And then Piers comes the next day and saying, no, I don't believe her. Which then sort of like, this is what I'm saying about the issues with not just media representation, but the sort of power of your platform. We've been saying it for episodes and episodes, but like, and like, if I can't lie, with all that sort of like the issues with, you know, them weaponizing it and them sort of negating it, Sharon Osbourne backing Piers Morgan is not just backing the bit about his racism, but also the bit about his dismissiveness of mental health, which is not good for anybody watching, which is it's a lot.
It wasn't like in the interview she was saying, well, she was yelling at Cheryl Underwood, and what was hurt was that they had a break, they had a commercial break, and they had time to cool off, time to collect themselves, and instead she came back harder and stronger. And I can't remember, but I think what Cheryl managed, because Sharon was just going on about, tell me, how am I a racist? How is calling him a racist? Now you're saying we're a racist. How is that possibly racist? Lady, what we're trying to say is it's not necessarily Piers Morgan going off throwing the N-word or something that's blatant, but being provided with the evidence, like you said, with the whole avocado differentiation between Kate Middleton and Meghan Markle, with the whole hand on the baby bump, all that stuff that Oprah mentioned in their interview together. It was failing to acknowledge the most obvious and first difference between them, which is that of color. Your failure to recognize that as something worthy of note is, Money, correct me if I'm wrong, a microaggression, no?
100%, like it is, and it's completely negating her feelings and experiences. And if we think about the last time there was a like controversial royal interview like this, it was Diana. And you know, there is a very real fear of history repeating itself.
That's why Harry dipped.
I mean, I remember watching Joe Biden's inauguration for no other reason but then to make sure that a Trump supporter wasn't going to try and pull a JFK.
Raw.
It was like a week after the Capitol riots, you know? So when I was watching Meghan Markle and Prince Harry's interview with Oprah, as much as I was like, you know, speak your truth, sis, speak your truth, part of me was thinking, but you're saying some, whilst you are speaking your truth, you're doing a lot to expose people who have a history of silencing their naysayers. That was just my thoughts personally. And definitely, I don't know if people are going to chalk it up to conspiracy or this, that, and the third, but I just want to give just another, first of all, quick shout out to Tyler Perry, because it turns out he was an unsung hero. Apparently, this was common knowledge that he was the one that provided them with a house in Canada when they first moved out. I didn't know that until the interview, so shout out to Tyler Perry.
Tyler Perry, what did he do?
So when they first moved out, obviously, so obviously, them announcing that they were gonna renounce their titles and separate them, distance themselves from the royal family. Harry revealed in the interview that he would be cut off from his finances, would be cut off from his income, and because they're gonna be denouncing their own titles, they wouldn't be entitled to the security that comes with being in the royal family. So it was revealed that Tyler Perry was the one who offered them a place to stay. He was the one who offered them security, this, that, and the third. And it was nice. Yeah, it was nice to see. It was absolutely nice to see. It's beautiful. And again, it was just like in the space of when was that ITV interview? 24 hours. It was just like, man, you guys are for real. In the space of 24 hours, hearing someone say, I'm experiencing X, Y, and Z. This is happening. And for your first response to be, what about me? Those are toxic traits in people. You know what I mean? And that's why watching Sharon Osbourne attack, and I am going to say attack Cheryl Underwood, because if she had responded, dare I say, retaliated in just an equal or in an equal response, Cheryl Underwood can't afford to be labeled the angry black woman on TV.
That's what I'm saying.
That's her career acts done.
Yeah, that's why I said it's a weapon.
Sharon didn't have to worry about that. She was going off.
How
are you going off during the break and then still having the energy to continue? Just nonsense. Keep practicing. If it was Grace, go keep practicing your Grace, because Sharon would have messed around, caught a couple haymakers with a couple of black women I know.
To be fair,
could not let that run, but
they will keep their position. But at the same time, it was not a good look for them at all, because it was just, they were just raging. Both Piers and Sharon, both of them were raging in a capacity that any, sensible person that was looking would be like, logistically, Piers is wrong off the bat, and then Sharon is worse off as well, because she's not even backing, women. And this is why I said this whole week has been fucked up, to begin with International Women's Week and end with Mother's Day, and all that in between was just not champion any of that, whether it be. And the one thing I would say is, like, it's so much salt, but like, I just want a world. The reason it weighs on me so much is I want a world in which it's not this difficult to desire there to be sort of social balance and social justice. And it's difficult to come through. And even then, to top it all off, we have corporations trying to feed off on it by trying to make a controversial tweet in order to boost their marketing sales. And for me, that is wrong. Burger King is dead anyway. So,
well, that's the thing. Burger King is, as Daisy quite rightly said, isn't as seasoned at this game as Wendy's.
Isn't a season to eat, let alone season at this game.
Burger King's alright. Like
no.
Do you not fight me on Burger King?
No, it's dead.
It's not.
You're eating horse meat. Come on now.
If you go to McDonald's, open up one of their burgers, you see a real, fresh, thick tomato slice. No, only get that at Burger King.
Okay.
First of all, tomatoes have no business being in burgers.
Wait, what? Excuse me?
What are you doing? Let's not get into
if I open up, try and deconstruct a burger, see what I'm working with, and all I see is this nasty intruder of a beef tomato slice.
Just say it.
I feel like you know when you walk into
Darius, you're so wrong.
No, like vegetables first.
I'm not trying to go off.
No, but like,
I'm not trying
honestly,
to go off on
Burger King it had that scandal with the horse thing, and I'm not saying McDonald's is any better.
Who didn't have that scandal with the horses? They all
McDonald's. McDonald's is the only place that was not caught slacking, to be fair.
Okay, cool. They didn't have horse, but guess what? They didn't have.
You stop after not caught, not slacking, not caught.
Okay. All right. Same thing. Like,
first of all,
I don't eat any other than, to be honest.
I would take a double Angus horse whopper. Yeah. Over
you are horrible. You deserve the bin. Every vegan of you is looking like
whatever chemical slice. Yeah. that they've been passing off with
Chemical
McDonald's
slice.
as a Happy Meal. It's foul. There's no way. Like,
It is foul. You're right. Even when
like,
we go to
when you-
McDonald's, I choose the chicken. But even then, could be right.
here's the thing: every year,
Oh,
one way or another,
God.
you come across some kind of documentary or some kind of that same video of a bunch of like baby chicks being grinded by a machine, or like you come across
I don't give a
some
fuck,
like
Keisha.
some bro. I'm not gonna lie, like it happens every year, and after
No
that,
joking.
I'm vegetarian for like a week and a half. I'm just like, I need to wait for this.
Just as a precursor
need
for
to
everyone
wait.
watching, what is vegan? So this is not a good conversation at
No,
all.
Okay, buddy.
no. I
Out
have
of
to
all the
speak my
fast
truth.
food chains, right? Who has the best veggie vegan options?
Okay, let's
I
start
can
up.
answer
Who
that.
has veggie vegan options? Let's
That's a
start
good
with
Burger
question.
King.
KFC.
that. Yeah, but
KFC does.
that thing is
Oh, right. Yeah, they have
dry.
the weird thinking chicken.
Dry.
Greg's.
No,
Dry. Taco Bell.
Taco Bell, really? That's surprising.
They have vegan options.
Taco
What,
Bell have
rice?
that fake ass cheese though, and that
Yeah,
fake
but-
ass sour cream.
No, I
Taco
had
Bell
the
I'm
oh
looking
my
mad fat
god,
right now.
Taco Bell.
is disgusting.
Soft corn tortilla, right? Taco, lettuce. They've got like a vegan mince. Then get a side of seasoned fries. Stick them fries inside that taco and eat. You
Taco
asked
Bell.
me a question and I answered the question. Like, I really don't see.
If we're talking vegan,
what
if
the
we're
problem
talking
is.
vegan from fast food chains, first obviously the number one is Greg's. When Greg's came out with that sausage roll,
That's
it
true.
changed
Greg's.
lives.
I wasn't even
Greg's-
thinking about Greg's. I
Greg's
wasn't
sausage
thinking
roll
Greg's.
actually slaps. That's the thing.
Okay, so Greg's is number one. Secondly, is Burger King. That Impossible Whopper was amazing.
Well, the plant
I was
burger.
vegan, but yeah, bro, it was delicious.
It wasn't vegan. It wasn't even vegetarian. They cooked it in beef fat.
Well, then there you
Hell.
go, man. There's the secret
Burger
to
King,
the
you just
trade.
gotta expose.
That's why it tasted
got
so good.
You're wrong.
No.
You are horrible. No, I'm done. I am actually weak.
KFC ran a vegan burger for a while there.
Yeah, it was decent. It was decent. I've had one.
Was decent, but
I just can't fathom it.
McDonald's can't carry a vegan menu to save their life.
Oh no, those chicken nuggets are dry.
Just
Bruh.
wait. My mum had the vegan burger when she went to Finland, and she says it's banging. So
This is what I'm saying. People are saying
that's
there's
that's
one in
coming
Amsterdam
this
too.
year. That
Is
is
it coming
coming
here?
this year. Yeah.
What took it so long? Like even now, I heard about they're doing vegan donuts at Krispy Kreme, and that dropped
They're
literally.
so good. Greg's Krispy Kreme
donut,
vegan
right?
donuts. The Greg's donuts are yes.
So basically,
she
what
just-
we've learned that if you're properly
she-
hungry,
Daisy, did you just see that? Did she just? Did she just bust a nut over a donut? Is that why I just saw?
She bust a donut.
Wait. Remember when we started about the different foods and mascots that are getting cancelled? It made me think about the amount of variety of different foods that they have over the waters across the.
Oh my god.
Is it the Atlantic Ocean? Am I bugging? It's Atlantic, right?
Atlantic.
Someone pull up a map for me. Anyway, over.
What? Between England and America?
Yeah, which sea is it? This
I
is
know what that
googling
was,
it. I'm
bro.
tired. I am
It's
tired.
specific.
Not one person. It's the
Um,
Pacific. Cool. I was like, I said Atlantic, and I was like, nah, that ain't right. I've looked at a map
My
today.
favorite thing is going into a supermarket in another country.
I lie.
and just
Even
walking
Germany.
Oh
Germany.
my god! Have you been like in France? If you go to France and you walk in a supermarket, it's like
it's not Pacific, it's Atlantic.
Like the first time. Big man thing. I'm failing at life.
I failed geography GCSE, so.
We all I didn't. No, but the reason I'm bringing this up. The reason I'm bringing this up is like,
GCSE.
why are you mad for? I did. Don't at me like that. That's rude.
You see these
And a racist
historians
teaching
think they're
issue.
part of, think they're so superior. History was dead. Yeah.
I lie.
History was
It's
boring as
Anyway,
hell.
No, it
what was I
was
saying?
not.
What was I saying? What was I saying about supermarkets? Supermarkets. Now, anywhere you go overseas, whether it be the States, Germany, they have better shit on their shelves, man. Like I went to Germany. Did you know there's more than one type of rare nephew?
What?
There's 4.
What?
Do you know there are more than one type of Bacardi? There's like 16
yeah.
to 20.
Oh, I've
Oh
had
yeah,
other
yeah,
types of
but Bacardi's, yeah, but what
Ray
Did you
type
know?
of Ray
Did you know?
nephews?
Did you know there? Okay, rare nephew. There's a stronger version. Comes in.
Strong.
Excuse me?
It's like
Stronger than
I'll-
that.
this is what I'm saying. When I go to Germany, I'll bring back a bottle. Or there's different types of Smirnoff. But my point being is, when I went to the States, the one thing that I was seeing a lot of is sweet, sugary stuff like Twinkies, and their cereals be moving mad. Like,
They start
The
feeling
cereal's
garbage,
a
bro.
bit mank. The cereals are like
Yeah.
Lucky Charms throwing marshmallows in the cereal can.
what's wrong with
Yeah,
Lucky
man.
Charms? Throw some respect on Lucky Charms.
Marshmallows
No,
in
Do
your
the
cereal.
marshmallows go soggy?
Fuck
Yeah.
that. So does fucking like I don't know Shreddies.
What kind of
Or
Shreddies?
Yeah,
shreddies?
but
What
it's
kind of shreddies?
different.
What do you
Darius,
mean?
what kind of shreddies?
What do you mean? What kind of Shreddies? Shreddies? All Shreddies
Which
is dead, fam. It
Shreddies
tastes
are
like
you
cardboard.
Even chocolate shreddies.
Bro, what's the point of throwing chocolate on
It doesn't get
cereal
better
that will
than
go?
frosted shreddies.
All I know is she the busting the nut over cereal.
Frosted shreddies. That's not a thing.
No, it is.
Frosted
It is.
shreddies.
Are you seeing this go? Every time we mention food,
All Shreddies have the same flavor, and
I
that is
lie. It's all
the
cardboard.
box that
Fam.
it came in.
It is all
it's
cardboard.
butter.
Listen, yeah, you actually need
Shreddies is
to
good.
get lost.
No, I don't know what's.
Nonsense.
No. You guys are moving mad on this cereal thing.
Nonsense.
What do you mean?
Okay.
Like, okay, I know it.
Nonsense.
Kieran brought up this game the other day. I think it's called Rushmore.
It is called Rushmore, Mount Rushmore. Yes, indeed.
So obviously, if you don't want to know
Indeed.
what Mount Rushmore is,
So,
it's
okay,
presidents.
allow me. Essentially, we're all familiar with the famous landmark. Mount Rushmore is a game where you simply imagine if I'm gonna immortify, is that the right word? Yo, if I'm
Immortalize.
gonna
Immortalize.
thank you. If I'm gonna immortalize the greatest of the great of any one given category, now who would I etch in stone for their
Shreddies.
glory to be adored forever? So, you know what? Let's just get these dust garbage opinions out of the way first, because
Really needs to go
I
bin
keep-
real quick. Who's ready
You
to
need
start
to-
with the Rushmore? Because
Alright,
I like the
hold
sound
on.
of it.
Let your boy.
You got a
First and
list.
foremost on my Rushmore. There's a list. The first thing going on my Rushmore is Reese's Pieces.
Ew.
Puffs. Reese's Pieces Puffs, man.
Ew.
Are absolutely, listen, the first time that there's no way of me describing the first time I tasted Reese's Puffs
Yes,
without saying
disgusting.
pause. There's no way. The thing was divine.
Reese's
didn't even
Pieces
like-
Puffs are banging, not gonna lie.
I didn't even like peanut butter when I was a child, but there's something about peanut butter and chocolate that hits every spot.
Man
Every
loves
Not in the morning.
my man loves chocolate nut. Okay. That is a massive pause. That is
Listen, but you do that
yuck.
to yourself. But you know what, man? Nah, man. Get out of here. Get out of here. This is my Mount Rushmore. Mount Rushmore.
do
is
Mount
completely
Rushmore.
personal. My second thing to go on Mount Rushmore. My Mount Rushmore of cereals, right? Crunchy nut clusters, but with the chocolate chip curls. Those
Oh
ones there.
no.
Oh
You
no,
picked the
They are
worst
not
one.
those.
How
no.
did you pick the
Oh,
worst
You-
one?
you had
I
me in the
don't
first half.
understand. I
Yeah,
lie.
man,
You
yeah.
had me in the first half,
Here's
and
the
then you
thing.
just
The reason, first of all, the reason they're goat cereal, first and foremost, is that they get extra brownie points for being edible whilst dry. As in, you don't that milk and bowl not necessarily required, my guy. Do you understand me? You take that from the shelf, hand into the box, go to the movies and have a good time. That is just all you need. It's just, bruh, amazing. Second, so absolutely on Mount Rushmore, never fails, never
Ugh.
fails. it's some cereals you just need variety. Like I can't go a whole week
End the pain.
one
Keep
thing.
going.
If I have a box of honey nut clusters
Let me
with
write
the
this down.
milk chocolate shit curls, bruh,
Chocolate shit.
I
curls.
won't try.
Chocolate shit curls.
I won't try no other cereal until that box is finished. It deserves
I'm
your
writing this down
undivided
because
attention. Secondly, it got a lot of disrespect. I'm not gonna lie, you guys
from who?
started tearing its name, but like just start put some respect back on shredded wheat, because shredded wheat just first of all it's good warm and it's good cold. I
It's
personally,
bad. It's so much worse warm. I'd
Oh,
rather eat
again,
Weetabix.
warm,
these
bang
are
it.
these are the opinions of children right now.
No, these are the
First of
opinions of
all,
people who don't eat cereal
I
or
genuinely
breakfast for that matter.
I genuinely don't like to go for warm cereal. That's just nah. But if the milk can't warm, then like for me, there's only one solution, and that's just
The
one or
bin.
two biscuits.
You know what? I just realized you guys are gonna be
Shredded
so
wheat.
mad with my first pick.
Shredded wheat. Yeah, it's just what it is. Whilst it's not necessary, there are so many things you can do with shredded wheat. Okay, chop up some bananas, chop up some berries,
Give me
throw
porridge all
some
day.
nuts like almonds and pecans, drizzle some honey on that, mate. The possibilities endless, endless. And last but not least, yeah, my and I don't really have a particular brand because sometimes the shop brand just be working. Granola,
Yes, I can agree with that.
granola.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, yeah, you don't go wrong. You can either get it with like I say with a variety of nuts and honey on it, or you can get the tropical variety with bananas and coconut and dried pineapple, or you can get like I've got like get some dried mango as well. Just make it
Man's
so
thought so
sweet, some dried
deeply
papaya.
about this.
Some you can get the berry variety with raspberries and strawberries.
How
And
much time does man
here's the
have during
thing.
lockdown?
Here's the thing. Here's the thing about granola. Yeah,
Is
you
he
can have
okay?
it
Is he going in?
regardless,
He's doing it?
regardless
That
of
one a
your
joke?
diet. It's good with cow's milk. It's good with soy milk. It's good with almond milk. It's good with natural yogurt, Greek
Yo,
yogurt. It works with everything,
Nathan must.
everything. So that's why it needs to be on my Mount Rushmore. Granola.
Darius, your turn to enrage
My
me.
turn. I thought you were gonna go
Mhm.
next. That's beside the point. Alright. So me, you guys are gonna hate me for my first one because mine is with the goat's milk because the goat's milk is for goats, obviously.
That just sounds
Um,
sour. Sounds sour.
nah, goat's milk is sweet, sweet as pie, bro. So my first one, and I know y'all gonna get on me in the comments, and you man who are watching at home gonna get on me as well. But Rice Krispies for me.
Basic ass.
Ugh!
Just basic, bro. Like I never
No.
I
ever.
will not lie.
Bro, it's
Here's
like
why I like Rice Krispies. Rice Krispies is one of those. I'm a simple man when it comes to food.
you got
I've made that very, very, very clear. Like not always, but there are some food, not always simple food. Because background doesn't dictate for
Mhm.
it. But like there are some things which I just like. A bit of plainness doesn't go a long way. When I go Nando's, that's not one of the times. But whereas with when it comes to rice or like when I'm a pounded yam, I like to eat it separate than someone else. Sometimes I might do small bits just without the stew. But Rice Krispies for me is one of those things that are moorish. It's the same with crackers. Crackers obviously put butter on it.
Moorish rice.
Yeah.
Who wakes up and goes, can't wait to get some puffed rice? Like
how you start your
You
day,
like
man.
fucking shreddies, so shut up. You like
chocolate
shreddies.
shreddies, chocolate
Bro,
shreddies.
it doesn't matter. Bro,
You kept
you
Oh,
saying
like
Rice
simple
you
when
Krispies.
you
like
meant
you like shit
basic,
you
guy.
like
Oh
shit
my
stained
god.
knitted wheat that goes soggy. Believe it for too
No,
long.
puffed
Bro,
rice.
you might as well eat porridge.
Oh
And that's what
no.
brings me to my next one. My next one is not normal porridge. I can't remember what it's called.
Cornmeal
It's like
porridge.
yes, cornmeal porridge.
See, as
Cornmeal,
soon as he said it, as soon
cornmeal
as he
porridge.
said,
I don't care what anybody
yeah,
says. cornmeal porridge slapped. And if you don't know about cornmeal porridge, that is a you problem. The
Wow.
household you grew up in was not a good one at all. No, I joke.
Cornmeal
But
porridge.
cornmeal porridge can go a long way. Like there were
Back in my
you
good
know the ones
graces.
when you were younger, Kieran,
Mm.
and your mom was
Mhm.
like, "Come get this now." When you're on your way to school, and you're just like, "I'd rather leave the house and eat this." But then when you get
Corn-
older, as you get older, you're like, actually, this meal, hey, I could, go a full school day with this meal. It's a substantial meal and it
My
tastes
guy.
good. So like,
in them winter months, and you just see that pot, and you just gotta scoop some into a bowl.
I lie and just
And the only way to some vanilla essence, a little bit of
vanilla essence. I
cornmeal
lie.
porridge, change your life.
This is what I mean. Cornmeal porridge is a life changer, and like, I just want to put that one in for the culture still. My next one, crunchy nut clusters. I'm gonna put in there.
So this guy, hold on. I thought this guy was chatting so much breeze when I said crunchy nut cluster.
No. You said chocolate with the chocolate curls. The chocolate curls was like,
Those are gross.
Now, when I say crunchy nut clusters, here's the thing. There is a non-shop brand that you can get, ironically, in Lidl, which somehow is healthier and actually tastes pretty good. Like, I don't mind. Like, I remember watching this skit by, I can't remember who it was. I saw a skit online and they were talking about, the non-brand name cereals slap harder than a lot of brand name cereals. And I was like, that name always true. Sometimes it is. And one of them is the crunchy nut clusters you get from Lidl. Like, I can't lie. That is, I'll eat that. That is another one. Now, my final one is going to be the most controversial one of all.
Yes.
I know you guys are going to be mad at me in the comments. And I'm so sorry. But muesli.
Oh, I like muesli. Muesli's alright.
See,
You gotta get a good mix.
This is what I mean. Muesli is one of those things that it's either hit or miss because they be doing too much with muesli. It's the same with granola. Granola with the mango, with all of that. Muesli, usually before it was like raised, and it was back in the days like it was almost like fruit and fiber, but it wasn't. It was doing the whole sort of wild berries mix. Now they're out here doing apple and cinnamon or mango and papaya. I don't know where they're getting the papaya from or why they're putting it in there. But I'm talking about the just normal muesli. And I think it's made by the same brand that usually make the best granola, like the best granola mixes as well. That's why I go.
Is your name Seymour to be eating in the morning, bro?
My name's Seymour. I'm gonna eat my muesli today.
Muesli is the Wario to granola, yeah. Like,
I'm gonna put granola on my list as well. The reason I'm putting this is what I'm saying. This is why I'm putting muesli on my wall. Because like obviously crunchy nut clusters is like a guilty pleasure. But notice all my there's an element of, thinking about my body when I'm eating. Especially now. And I'm putting that as my Mount Rushmore for now. There would have been a time in the past where it would be like, I want Cocoa Pops, the Rice Krispies, multigrain. Like that's what I'm saying, and Frosties and all that shit there.
As a kid, you wanted multigrain.
No, as in like the Rice Krispies multigrain with the little shapes and stars and stuff.
That was good stuff.
That cereal was actually slapping. I can't lie.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I'm beyond that now. So man's out here eating all brown and fruit and fiber to remember to keep the gut healthy and that. So there's my famous four, my Rushmore.
That was awful. Someone come disappoint me again. Why not?
I'll go next.
Oh boy.
Oh, it's gonna be rough.
Why?
Go on, money.
Okay, number one, sugar puffs.
See, I knew I couldn't trust you. Like from the
sugar puff.
From the beginning.
You're talking about the one with the honey monster.
From the beginning, I knew you couldn't be trusted.
Oh, that shit is good.
I have to laugh.
As soon as she opened her mouth.
Childish behavior.
Second, Frosties.
Oh, boy.
You
know what it is? It's like she's on a Mount Rushmore, but
Frosties.
with every Republican president. It's a bit mad right now. Like, man said,
unbelievable.
You said sugar puffs, and say that last one.
Frosties.
So much sweetness, man. Work on for your teeth. I don't know. What am I talking about?
It sounds like a Mount Rushmore you'll find in Legoland. This don't sound like a national monument.
I'm sorry that yours was so boring and bland, okay?
Bro, yours is just sugar. Like,
oh, excuse me. Haven't got the razzle dazzle of.
I'm enjoying my cereal.
All right, do your thing. What's your third one? I need to write
Weetabix.
this down. Bomba Club.
No.
No. It was bad enough.
Sugar.
No.
She couldn't even look us in her eye. She couldn't even look us in her eye when she said Weetabix.
That's unacceptable. You said sugar puff, Frosties, and Weetabix. Remember that time when they tried to do Oatabix?
Oh, that stuff was good.
Oh, what's going on? What's going on in the dunya, fam? What is this? Is what's wrong with the no? I lied.
And to round it up, a classic at the end is some Cocoa Pops.
Basic.
Cocoa Pops.
Do you know what this sounds like? This sounds like a Mount Rushmore that was built like during between nap time and lunchtime.
You know what I mean? It's
in that gap there, that like you built it from like toilet rolls and
that was awful.
Maybe some paper cups. I am in disbelief.
That was awful. What would she say? When she said Weetabix?
Weetabix sent me differently.
You're actually hating. You haven't had Weetabix like I've
I have had Weetabix. And the reason it's not in my cupboard now is because I refuse.
Have you had Weetabix with hot milk and sugar?
Why would you put
more times than I can count, and I'm not doing that to my body ever again.
That's banging.
Sugar does not say Weetabix.
Oh, it does. Believe me.
That's a big cap. I'm not gonna lie.
I am so disappointed. I am so disappointed.
Sugar, the only thing that says Weetabix, bro. But I don't like sugar in my cereal no more.
No, this is what I mean. That's what I mean by don't say Weetabix. It's like if I don't like sugar in my cereal, and then I'm trying to eat Weetabix on its ones. It's a lose-lose. It's a catch-22. So just don't eat it. If we move. There's no way Daisy can catch my soul anymore.
Chocolate shreddies.
Yeah,
chocolate shreddies. You have to like put the milk in, let them wait a little bit so they're like medium soggy, not super soggy, not super hard. I don't want to crunch. I just want to.
That was going to be my last question. Do you prefer crunch or do you prefer?
It depends on the cereal.
If
it's a Weetabix, you don't want to crunch with a Weetabix. Not that I'm eating.
No, you don't want a crunch with a Weetabix. No.
But yeah, anyway, chocolate shreddies.
Shreddies ain't it?
Golden nuggets. Don't know if you remember.
Actually, I allow golden nuggets.
Golden nuggets. Like you can eat golden nuggets just as they are, or you can have them with cereal.
To be fair, golden nuggets is a very suspect name, but I said golden nuggets.
Keep it with the theme of golden grahams, but they changed their name to Curacy Cinnamon or something. But golden grahams. I love golden grahams. They're nice. And
the thing they're nice is too sweet for me, but go on.
Yeah, last one I'd have to agree with Darius is the crunchy nut clusters without the chocolate.
You see these ones
swirls or whatever they are.
I don't know even why you're talking. My man said Reese's Pieces. That for me was the end game for Kieran's, but like actually. To be fair, for me, Daisy's actually put together a very comprehensive list.
Yeah, I think it's an agreeable list. If that was out of agreeable list, I think
What was the list again? What was the first one?
So chocolate shreddies.
Okay, so let's start there. Okay.
If you come for chocolate shreddies,
you're
gonna find a box of chocolate shreddies everywhere you don't want it to be. It's gonna be there.
Do you know what? Okay, here's the weak point. Of one way to judge an excellent cereal is what kind of milk does it leave afterwards. Yeah. Now, when you have chocolate shreddies, the expectation is that you're gonna have chocolate milk at the end. Wow. The milk that is weak. The
milk is gone, fam. Like bare sucked up by the
for like okay. So if you're comparing chocolate milk created by chocolate shreddies compared to chocolate milk created by Cocoa Pops. Chocolate shreddies wins because it creates better chocolate milk.
Stop the cap.
Cocoa Pops.
Stop the cap right now. Stop the cap.
Cocoa Pops chocolate milk is weak.
Shreddies just.
It is. When's the last time you had Cocoa Pops? Weak.
I haven't had Cocoa Pops for the longest time, but that's just because I don't eat Cocoa Pops.
Grown. I don't have Cocoa Pops no more.
Good grown man, fam. Like.
But in terms of who left the best milk, Cocoa Pops was there, bro.
No.
Yes, it
chocolate
was.
shreddies.
Cocoa Pops was top tier in leaving the best milk. Same with Frosties, to be fair.
Frosty didn't use good milk.
Frosties was deceptively good, as in like you were drinking, it's like, this is sweet.
Yeah.
That's true. Do you know what? That's what I think she said something about cinnamon cereal.
Usually cinnamon also slapped as well.
When the milk, something about cinnamon sugar milk when it's left over.
That was top tier milk.
I don't know why, but it was. It doesn't sound like it should. It doesn't sound like it should.
It did. It did. Like
absolutely does.
Well, there you have it, folks. Sharon likes bland cereals. And here's the thing: we've been through it. We've gone through a lot in that talk. I can't even lie. Man said we started off with Meghan Markle, and here we are waffling about variety of cereals and shit.
Very true.
But this is what we do to make it make sense, and we hope you enjoy it. Like, comment, subscribe. Listen to us. Follow our us on Instagram and Twitter and whatnot if you want to keep in touch. Apart from Kieran, you might have to, DM one of us for his phone number because.
No. That's.
I'm joking. But yeah, that's us done. I feel that's us done. Peace and love to everyone that's watching. And yeah, that's cool.